Don't say gay. Don't say gay is the first two words in the sentence spoken by a political leader in the state of the United States of America. Don't effing say, you Nazi pig. Say the First Amendment, read about it, then run for office, you piece of... This guy's unhinged. But they come after him pretty hard on social media.
Did they?
Oh, yeah, they rip him.
Okay.
They rip him, which is good. But again, what they're doing with guys like Ron Perlman is the left uses those guys to help the misinformation campaign that's out there. So to think that this is some guy, like anytime any of these celebrities, in my opinion, I just think that whenever these guys go on these little rants and these tirades, people say, well, they're just trying to be relevant. No, they're useful tools, right? And so the left loves to use that and continue to push that thing out there, because the more that misinformation is spread, it's like anything else. It just becomes, the perceived common knowledge, right? I showed you that graph of the thing people perceive to be reality in America versus the true numbers that are out there.
Yeah.
How do we overcome any of this stuff if the perceptions are wrong,
Well, so back to when I started my nonprofit, I was looking into effective communication strategy. And there's a study from Michigan State University that says the most effective way to actually reach someone with a hard to understand topic or with an issue that you have to understand why it impacts you and the world around you. So it's not just like an issue that you memorize and understand the basics of, or an opposing viewpoint. It was actually hearing it from a peer, not from a parent or a professor or somebody talking down to you as if they're explaining it from a professional standpoint. Yeah. And so taking that concept of peer rationale into not just an issue of communism and education, of history, if we take that into speaking to the members of our community, I think that that's really how we have positive change. Now, one example is all of these people that moved to Texas. You and I have been talking about Texas a lot today.
Good.
When I moved from New York State to Texas, I went to live out my values. I'm a conservative woman. I'm an American woman, very proud of those values, and I wanted to live out my values in Texas. When I moved into my house in my tiny little family-sized neighborhood right next to an elementary school, I didn't have a single person that brought me a little gift to my door and said welcome to the neighborhood. And when I was in a military family growing up, that always happened.
Right.
And it was a shock to me because it's what the heck are Texas conservatives doing? If people are moving at such rapid numbers that you can't change, you can't make people not come. A lot of people are coming. And if we don't embrace them and communicate to them why our state is so successful and why it's worthy of being moved into, then when are they ever going to hear it? If all they're hearing is this hyper-political conversation online by these people that have no idea what they're talking about. So bringing it to the most local community friend-to-friend level, I think, is going to actually have positive change. And it's a serious action item that you can all implement in your lives,
Yeah. Getting back to that, you bring up an interesting point there. We've lost all sense of community. Mm-hmm. What was it you were saying the other day, Chris? I don't even think that we've aired that yet. This is for next week. You and I were having the conversation about, you hate to use the phrase, it takes a village to raise, the whole Hillary Clinton thing. But in essence, that there is value to that statement if you understand it correctly.
Yeah, not through government regulation.
Yeah, it takes
programs.
A community to help a family. It used to be you take welfare system or you take education system, any of those. Historically in America, it was the responsibility of the church. It was the responsibility of the community. We've lost all of that stuff for government dependence, right? So there's no hope for us unless we come back to a sense of community.
Yeah.
But social media has us all backbiting. We're mad at each other. Everybody's, a student of nuance and can't understand sarcasm. They can't understand humor. You can't even make a joke online without it turning into five types of World War III in the comments section. At what point in time, and this is a conviction of mine. I'm kind of coming into this self-realization lately of I'm kind of wanting to change my whole way of operating because it's not. I've been doing things a certain way for a number of years now, and it's okay, that's not working.